Hey, welcome back. So I'm here with my little project here, and I already started and finished 2 bracelets, and that's what's in front of you. They're actually bracelets. They're hand wire wrapped bracelets, and I wanted to share with you always my process. In this case, it'll actually be how to, like when I first started making wire wrapped bracelets, it was like super exciting. So it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make me a bracelet, I'm make me a chain, necklace, anklets, and I do a few of them in different kinds or different metals. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to work on a centered piece, as you could see here. But the problem was I couldn't figure out how to, you see how that linking there? I couldn't figure out that portion without having to do a jump ring concept. See? So what happens is I'd end up putting a jump ring here, and a jump ring is these little items right here. As you can see, that's a jump ring. I wanted it to look a little less spaced as far as the design goes. And I could use tinier jump rings, but to me, I just wanted it to be a full design as far as straight through. You can see it here, like that. So I was like, you know what? I gotta figure out another way. So for those of you who do make jewelry, know that there is another way. And that's what I'm gonna share with you. So what you do is, and we're back. Okay, so as I said before, what we're going to do is choose another linking. Excuse the shaking. It's my table, not my camera. So from here, I'm going to take my wire, okay, and I'm going to make a loop. The way I'm going to do that is use my round nose pliers, which are these tools here, and I'm going to make a loop. Now you see when I'm making the loop, I'm not making it close together. You see it there? So the concept is I'm leaving a small little space in between there so that I can link the piece onto there. So I'm gonna string it on, as you can see, wrap it across like that. Then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and hold that portion there tightly, and I'm squeezing it together, as you can see. And I'm going to take my tail end and I'm going to try and fold it along my chain nose pliers to make this twist. I'm straightening out, and I'm gonna, what I do when I do wraps is I use my thumb and my nail and I push against the turn. Pull around, push against the turn, pull around, push against the turn. And then it gives me a pretty tight loop there. Now whenever I'm finishing off, I'll complete the loop here, around like so, and that'll put the loop there. See, right align. When I cut, and this is actually a good tip, when you're doing a wire wrap loops or anything wire wrapped, a lot of times the biggest issue is getting that wire tip, that cut piece, not to be sharp so you don't feel it in your loops. So if you can see here, each of these loops, you don't see that little edging. The reason being is because of where I cut it. So here's my edge here, and I cut where you see the loop is. You see how the front face of the loop here? Let's see if I get that into focus. There. That's the front face of the loop. My coil, I'm going to turn this around. There. You want to cut along this edge to where your cut is facing the loop, not on the sides. So I'm going to take this here, and I'm going to cut it along that side. So that now that edging is along the front and not the side. You see it right there, right here, and then here, there, where I cut, and it's along the front. So you'll initially feel the sharpness, but it will be less likely to cut from this angle or scratch the person that's wearing it. So you see here, I took my chain nose pliers and I flattened it. But you see, I can turn it and you don't see the little sharp edges there. So you see, back to this initial linking here, is I wired straight to my hook. As far as my loop, I wired straight to my loop instead of waiting or putting a jump ring in between. One, this actually makes it a lot more secure when it comes to the linking between your link and your chain, because sometimes jump rings, they loosen or they split apart, which becomes an issue because then when the person's wearing your design or whatever you make, they risk the chance of it popping or pulling apart. In this case, it's actually extra secure because it's not only wrapped, this loop is a lot more secure because it's attached to the actual piece compared to something that was a jump ring spaced in between. So that's how I do it. I just link it straight to here so that I don't have to worry about it, and then I just add on my beads starting from here. And then you can see me while I wrap. Kick it up twice, and you see I stopped my wrap in front of my loop. And then I'm going to snip it from here. And that leaves it in the front. Now I don't have to press it down because of the way it is. You see the level of the bead across is higher than the loop. So no matter what, that bead stopped the sharp edge. But I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, and I want you to watch. You see how it gets closer? And then there, it's gone. And then I can reinforce it again by turning it and squeezing, turning and squeezing, turning and squeezing, back and forth, and it stops that edging, that little sharp edge from scratching in you. And that's my first link to my bracelet. And then it looks like that. And as you can see, the finished product is here. Once again, I just wrap from my link directly into my chain. And as you can see, I'm actually doing one side at a time. So normally you'd see like a chain, you do the full chain and then lock in there. But I want it to be able to split at the front or at this portion. And I realized it makes it easier for me. Everyone has their own way of doing things, but this way makes it a little easier for me, where I put the one side, length and end, and then I start on the other end from there. I tried to do it to where I started from here and then just read it and then started from there. But it just, like, once I finished this all the way around and then I hooked it onto here, but it left that space as far as locking in where to put the clasp in. So I was like, nope, that's not gonna work. So I've done it in a couple of different ways. Once again, excuse the shaking of the camera. Once again, it's my table. So it's just a matter of however you feel you wanna put your beads or your bracelet together. Like I said, this is something that I found it was easier for me to do, and I like the way it looks. As you can see, it doesn't have that jump ring. You see what that looks like together? That big random ring across from it. I didn't want that in my design, and I'm gonna try and place it to where you can see what I'm talking about as far as the look it goes. You know, it's funny because that thing just fell in there. There. You see it? It has that big ring there. And that's what I didn't want. I just wanted a clean transition. See? That's a perfect example here. It's a clean transition between the piece itself, the link, and the chain. So that it's not multiple loops in the center of the design. It's actually just the original loop and then added chain instead of multiple loops in the middle of there. But that's that. And that's just my sharing right out of the craft lab, off of the craft table. So hope it was helpful, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions, by all means, you can always message me. My website is www.craftyz.com. Instagram is @craftyz. And I will see you soon. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and subscribe and share. Be blessed and stay craft-tastic.